in which they became more about networking and social gatherings than an education, because everybody had to go regardless of whether academic performance was really what was going to carry them through life. Banker Bill, do you agree with that narrative, or do you think that that's overly simplistic?
I think it's overly simplistic. Look, there's more people going to college than ever before. It's in the mid 30s or high 30s. So there's still far more people not choosing not to go to college than are going to college. I think what changed over time was people going to college instead of going to work in the factory. And pulling some information from Statista, it looks like there's probably around 50% of the degrees conferred are bachelors of science, 40% are bachelors of arts, and 10% of others. So it's not like everybody's just getting, a bachelor's degree of arts. And some people want to be pejorative on what a bachelor's of arts degree means and put more weight on a bachelor's of science degree. That's fine. But I'll tell you that if that's the case, then still there's equal amounts or more people getting a bachelor of science degree than a bachelor of arts degree. Perhaps, yes, people were convinced to go to college who probably weren't a good fit for it. And as I had said, kind of hinting at the risk problem, universities were fine to take them on. Universities got paid from the federal government and then transferred all that repayment risk onto the student.
So do you think that this narrative that the lending is predatory, that basically if we're going to build our economy on the decisions of 18-year-olds, that we're sort of getting what we deserve?
I don't know that I would call it outright predatory. I would say from the research I did on the Department of Education website, the overwhelming majority of schools or institutions out there are delivering good outcomes for their students. Where I define good outcome is what are the median earnings of the graduating student versus what is the median debt of that student. But there are a number of institutions out there, as I said just a few minutes ago, where it seems their business